So everyone, they can, online students, they have already, they received, I sent just now sent the today's class handout, handout for today's class. So now, mm, quickly just we'll recall from the last class. So what is the meaning of the last Mangalacharanam sloka? Who is going to tell? Who will raise the first hand? Then he will be given chance. Who is going to raise the hand? What is the meaning of last Mangalacharanam sloka? Yes, Mike. Mike pass करिए.
Hare Krishna.
Hmm.
Last Mangalacharan sloka, that is text 9.
Hmm.
Yasya Brahmeti.
Mm-hmm.
This sloka is Anubandha Chatushtaya, including of Tattva Sandarbha.
Ah.
So in this, Vishaya
Ah.
is Yasya Brahmeti. Krishna, Swayam Bhagavan is Vishaya. Sambandha is explained in the commentary, that is Vachya Vachaka Sambandha. Then Abhidaya, Abhidaya Tat Pada Bhajam means worshipping his lotus feet.
Yes.
Prayojana Iha Bhagavan Prema.
Yeah.
Swayam Iha Bhagavan Prema. Vidyatam. Vidyatam Prema. So let everyone get Prema, that is Prayojana. So these four things are included in. Again, the Visheshana for Swayam Bhagavan is given. Yasya Brahmeti is impersonal Brahma Jyoti. Chinmatra, that is only pure consciousness. Then Ansa, his Ansa is Yasya Ansa Yasya Sake Vibhavati Vishyan Eva Mayam Pumanscha. So that is Purusha Avatar. The three Purusha Avatar, Kanadaksha Vishnu, Garudaksha Vishnu, and Kirodaksha Vishnu are his Amsa. And then Eka Yasheka Rupa Virasati Paramavyomni Naranakyam. And Vaikuntha Paramavyoma, the Narayan, is also his Vilasa, Vilasa Amsa. And this is Vaibhav. Previous one is Prakasha, that is Purusha Avatar.
Okay.
This is something, just try to tell.
Okay, thank you. So in the last Mangalacharanam sloka, we are seeing the summary, or otherwise the Sara Vishaya. That means the essence of the whole Bhagavad Sandarbha is explained. Bhagavad Sandarbha. So before writing any book, you have to first of all define the four items that is known as Anubandha Chatushtaya. That is, first one is the Vishaya, Sambandha, Abhidheya, and Prayojana. Those things he mentioned in this sloka. So here in this sloka, Sri Krishna is the Vishaya, and this book, what kind of book he is going to write? He is going to write, just it is going to tell about the existing fact. It is not going to establish the Vishaya. So that's why this book is just a Vachaka. It is telling about that. And Sri Krishna is a Vishaya, so that's why he is a Vachya. Then after that, in this sloka, what we are seeing else? So Tat Pada Bhajam. That means whoever is worshipping his lotus feet, so to them Krishna may give his love. This is the sentence, the main sentence. So that means here author is saying, what he is saying, he is requesting Krishna to give love to the devotees who are going to worship his lotus feet. So that's why here, from this we should understand, worshipping the lotus feet of the Lord is the abhideya. This is the process. And next, author, what he is saying, to them Krishna may give the prema. So that's why prema is the prayojana. So This these four Anubandhas are said by the Jiva Goswami himself in the next Mula Vakya. So he is saying, Atha evam Suchitanam Sri Krishna tad vacha vachakada lakshana sambandha tad bhajana lakshana vidheya saparyaya vidheya tad prema lakshana prayojanakyanam arthanam nirnayaya tavat pramanam nirniyate. So just mm, Vishaya Sambandha Abhideya Prayojanam. Any author has to define these four. Has to define these four for writing his book. So now Bhagavata Sandarbha. Bhagavad Sandarbha. For Bhagavad Sandarbha, any author for any book. Generally, he has to define these four items. 1, 2, 3, 4. In the case of Bhagavad Sandarbha is Sri Krishna. Sambandha is Vachya Vachaka Sambandha. Avideya is Krishna Bhajana, Tad Bhajana. Tad Bhajana means worshipping him. And Prayojana is the Prema. If you want English, you can see the handouts. You can get the English meanings of this. So he decided, Jiva Goswami decided, in my book, these are the four Anubandha Chatushtaya. Now, after he decided these are the items, but now he has to give the meanings of all these. Meaning of all these means, who is Sri Krishna? So, what is this? Sri Krishna, he said it is a Vishya. But who is he? He has to explain that elaborately. He has to explain that or not. Then that will be a book. Just elaborately explaining all these four items is nothing but the Bhagavad Sandarbha. Yes or no? Just elaborately explaining these four. So now, what is bhakti? He has to explain. What is prema? He has to explain. So to elaborately explain this, what he need now? He need pramana. He needs pramana. That means to elaborately explain these four, he needs one pramana, so that based upon that he can do. Otherwise, if he just write or he can elaborately explain these just by his own mental speculation, is there anyone is interested in that kind of book? Nobody is interested. Nobody will study. So that's why what we have to do, we have to find the pramana. Pramana for what? Pramana to define these or to explain these. Pramana to explain these. So tavat, what is there in the sloka? What is mula you see? Everyone have mula or not? Not only handout. Sanskrit mula is there with you. Group you have shared. Na? So see the mula and also the English, whatever I have given in the handout. Both. Compare. So where I am studying this Sanskrit, that also you should follow, and the English explanation. Both. So Devanagari is okay. Devanagari font. Is anyone is having any problem? If I write in the Devanagari, huh? Bangladesh devotees, they can't read. No, no one. But I told already in the interview. I said that you have already 1 month time. You should learn and come. But you came without learning. That is your problem. I said already. If huh? You're writing in Bangla, but you at least you're understanding, na? Yeah. But maybe you may not able to write, but at least you are getting or not. Yeah. You tell me what is this? Tapomai? Huh? Tad. Okay. Ujjwal, what is this? Prayojana. Prayojana. Rangamai Prabhu? Okay. They are able to read. At least fine. They are able to read. That's fine. So now, Nirnay. So to define this, we should determine first now pramana. Now the question mark is pramana has to be determined first. What is the purpose of determining the pramana? Why we want to determine the pramana? Tell. Why? To explain the 4 Anubandha Chatushtaya. Okay? To explain the Anubandha Chatushtaya, you need to determine the pramana. What is pramana? We are saying pramana. What is pramana? Original source. Online students, what is pramana? Atul Prabhu, who is raising the hand? See, if any. Huh? Nobody? Okay. Huh? Ramcharan Prabhu, tell me. What is pramana?
The evidences from the Shastra.
Evidences from the Shastra. Okay. Evidences from only Shastra? That is only the pramana? Then I am saying this is pen. My eyes are evidence. Yes or no? So eyes are not pramana? What is pramana? Huh? Mool. Okay, Mool I will send today. You have? You send now to the group. To me. I will send. Send now. Pramana means, see the definition of pramana. Pramakaranam iti pramanam. Pramana. Pramakaranam iti pramanam. What is the meaning of this? First, now you are seeing one more new word. You went to learn pramana, but there you got one more word, prama. What is prama? So, prama means yathartha gnanam. That means right knowledge. యథార్థ జ్ఞానం, యథార్థ జ్ఞానం. Yathartha Gnanam is the Prama, right knowledge. So now Pramanam you come. Prama, in the place of Prama you keep right knowledge. Karanam means instrument. That means so wait bro. The instrument which produces right knowledge is you keep the actually it's a samasa you keep, then it will be good. Pramakaranam iti pramana. Keep hyphen here. So the instrument which produces the right knowledge is known as pramanam. Hmm. You want question? Okay.
In like village, we have so much grain, no?
Hmm.
To measure how much grain is, there is one kind of
Hmm.
pot.
Mhm.
That is called pramana in village, no? To measure, like some
Yeah.
measuring.
So now, yeah, we'll come to that also. So now you see, first try to understand the basic definition. Pramanam means the instrument which produces, or the mean, not only instrument, you can say the mean, you can say mean. The mean which produces the right knowledge. What I wrote in this English? The tool. So see in the handout also you can see there. The tools which is used to produce right knowledge is known as pramana. Now that is a pramana, and what is prameya then? We understood prameyam. Wait, Prabhu, wait. So prameyam means the object to be known is known as prameyam. Object to be known. Next, prama we did, pramana we did, prameyam we did. Next, pramata. What is pramata? Who is pramata? The person who get the knowledge is pramata. Person who gets the knowledge. Knowledge means right knowledge. Who gets the prama, right knowledge, is pramata. Okay. So now take the example. You understood pramanam, prama, prameyam, pramata. These four words you all understood. Now we'll take the one example for this. Okay. What is this? Pen. And this is eye. So now we'll discuss about the pramanam, prameya, pramata, and prama. This I and this object. What is that object? Pen. I and object pen both are, that means having the sannikarsha. Sannikarsha means contact, eye contact. Eye contact is here. That means eye contact means indriya, indriyartha sannikarsham, indriyartha sannikarsha janyam gnanam tatkaranam pratyaksham. It is from the Tarka Sangraha. Yeah, Indriya means eye, Indriya means sense. Eye, Artha means the sense object. Okay, eye and the object other here we are having. So the contact of these two means eye is seeing that object. That means there is eye contact with the object. That is the mean. That is the mean to produce the knowledge here. Okay. What is the pramanam here? Eye contact with object. Eye contact with the object is the pramanam. Eyes are there, and if there is no contact with the object, is there any knowledge is produced in that case? Now I closed my eyes and there is object in front of me. So will I get any knowledge about this object? No. There should be contact. That means there should be a touch of the sense on the sense object. I am telling about the Pratyaksha Pramanam. In the Pratyaksha Pramanam case, I am discussing. There are so many Pramanams. Just I took one example, that is Pratyaksha Pramanam I took. Okay. This is a Pramanam. In this case of, that means seeing and identifying this object as pen. So in this case, Pramanam is eye contact with object is the Pramanam. Next, what is the Prameyam? Pen. Object to be known, that is pen. Next, who is the Pramata? Seer. That is Devadatta, you think. His name is Devadatta. Who is the Pramata? Devadatta. He is my friend. Not only my friend, he is friend of everyone. Everyone, they use this example. That's why. So he is a Pramata. Devadatta. This eye is belong to Devadatta. So, and who is getting the knowledge? So that is Devadatta. That's why Devadatta is Pramata. And Prama. What is the Prama? Now tell me. Huh? What is Prama? What is Prama? This is pen. Or otherwise, this object is pen. This object is pen. This is what? This is the Prama, right knowledge. Understood? Pramanam, Prameyam, Pramata, Prama. Now come to our case. Here, what is the Prameya in our case? See my hand. In this case, now you see here, everyone online and everyone on site, not your book here. In this case, what I am saying, we need to find the Pramana. So then apply this whole philosophy to this. So what is the prameya? Who is the pramata? What is the prama and what is the pramanam? Can anyone tell? Krishna is prameya. What I am asking? Ah, online. Okay. Yeah. Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, I'm just trying. I think Prameyam is Sri Krishna.
Uh-huh.
We all want to know, and Pramata is all of us because we want to know about him. Pramanam is through all these teachings that we are learning so that we can get to know about him. And Prama, I'm not sure actually, I'm sorry.
Okay. Mahaseva Prabhu, okay, tell. And after that, he.
No, Prabhuji, I mean, same here, what Mata said. So I will not repeat in the interest of time.
Okay, thank you. So, Akshay, Hari Prabhu. Mike, can you take mic? Without mic, you don't speak. Because.
So these four things are parameya, and we will use Shastra to prove these things.
Yes. These four things are the prameya. That is good. Sri Krishna Vachaka Sambandha Tad Bhajana and Prema. These four things we want to know, we want to define, or we want to elaborate this. We want to know about these four. So that's why these four things will be the prameya. Okay, next, go on. These are the prameya. Okay. These are the prameya. And pramana, we have to find. We have to find the. We have to determine the pramana. That is our own main task now. We have to determine pramana. And who is the prama? What is the prama? After determining the pramana, so you will be knowing about this. So then whatever you are knowing, that knowledge is known as prama. Okay? And who is doing this? So pramata is, who is the pramata? whoever uses this pramana and whoever knows about this and get the knowledge, that person is the pramata. Getting? Now the task is what? We have in our plate what? Prameya is there. That means we want to know about that. But now we have to determine pramana. What is the right pramana? Now you want to cut the tree. So then what you have to do? You know the task. Then you have to find the right instrument to do that. Can you take the needle to cut the tree? Yes? Yes? No, nah. Or otherwise you will take some blade, small blade, razor blade. No. It's a big tree is there. You need to find the appropriate instrument. So to cut the tree, axe. Similarly here, you want to know about all these four. You want to elaborate all these four. So Jiva Goswami, he wants to write a book. He wants to write a book. Na? So book to elaborate these four. So to write this book, he has to know the right mean to know about these four things. That mean is known as pramana. That you have to determine. Then after determining the pramana, so that will tell about these four items. So whatever that is telling, that pramana, so that information is known as prama. Here prama. Okay. Why you are all confusing? Confusing? Is confusion is there? Huh? Sarveshwar? What is the confusion? Okay. You can see back the lecture once again and understand. What is the difficulty? It's not, nothing is difficult. Now I have one object in my hand. Now I want to know about this. So I am opening my eyes, and there is a contact between the eyes and this pen. So then immediately I am getting the knowledge. Here, what is the pramana? The pramana is contact of the eye with the object. So this is the pramana. After that, I got the knowledge, this object is pen. That's a prama. Similarly here, in the place of pen, what you should keep? You should keep these four items. Okay, that you want to know. But here, what is the mean? Here the contact of eye is the object in this case of pen. But in the case of these four, that you have to find. That pramana has to be determined now. After determining, then you will use that and you will know about these four. So whatever you are knowing, that knowledge is known as prama. And whoever is knowing this, that is, he is pramata. What is difficulty? Okay. So now what is our task? Our main task is now to determine pramana. Tatra purushasya brahmadidosha chatushtayadushtatvat sutaram alaukika achintya swabhava vastu sparsha ayogyatvacha tat pratyakshadinyapi sadoshani. What is said in here? So now open your handout. Mula. Try to digest the thing whatever I said. Here you will be seeing some Sanskrit terms. Those terms take as it is. Just drink it. Pramana, prameyam, pramata. Pramana, pramanam, prameyam, pramata. Four. Now, tatra purushasya. Purushasya means any normal human being. In the case of normal human being, what is said? In the case of very hero, very good. One second. One second. Every human being is having the 4 defects. Okay, these 4 defects, because of these 4 defects, because of his having 4 defects, point number 1. And next, brahmadi dosha chatushtaya dushtatvat. Every human being having 4 defects, those all of you know. Brahma pramada karnapatava vipralipsa. So these 4, that means first one is eyes are the senses are limited, imperfect, and because of that illusion, and illusion that mistake, then after that cheating. These are the 4 defects are there in everyone, all of you know. These, because of these 4 defects, reason number 1. And reason number 2, second reason is sutaram alaukika achintya swabhava vastu sparsha ayogyatvat. And being not able to touch the alaukika vastu, that means object which is not able to touch the object which is beyond material creation. Beyond material creation. So because of these two reasons, all the 10 pramanas of human being are defective. All the 10 pramanas of human being are defective. What is happening? It's some completely, Prabhu, what you are saying, we are not able to understand. Completely, what is going? Okay, I will come once again. You all know now what is the main task. We have to find the pramana. Okay, so that is our task. So, but now we are one by one, we'll be checking each pramana. First of all, if you want to cut a tree, so in your house there are so many tools. There is a blade, there is a needle, there is a axe, there is some knife, and there is some different objects. All the objects are there. All the different instruments are there. Now you know the task. So what? Cutting the tree. So first, what you will do? First, you will see in your mind, at least you'll think about all the objects and see the appropriate. After that, seeing all, just remembering all the objects, then appropriate one for this task you'll pick up. Okay. Now what we have to do to define or to explain these 4, that means Anubandha Chatushtaya, to explain this Anubandha Chatushtaya, so we need to find the pramana. Yes, that is our task. Now you have to see first how many varieties of pramanas are with you. First point is what? How many pramanas are with us, we have to see. In that we have to select appropriate one for our task. What is our task? So that now we have to finding pramana. That means why we are finding that pramana? To explain Anubandha Chatushtaya. To explain Anubandha Chatushtaya, we need to find the pramana. To find pramana, first of all, we are seeing how many pramanas are available with us. Okay, so that means for every human being, there are 10 pramanas are possible. In every human being case, how many pramanas are possible? 10. What is that? First one is Pratyaksham. Second one is in the handout. Tell according to that. Anumanam. Next, Shabda. Fourth one is Arsha. Arsha Pramana. Fifth, Upamanam. Sixth is Arthapatti. Next, seventh one is Abhava. Next, Sambhava. Sambhava. Next, Aitihya. Aitihyam. Next, thus Chesta. How many are there? 10 pramanas. In every human being case, these 10 pramanas are available. Now, what we will take for defining this? Can anyone suggest out of these 10? Chesta. You take Shabda. We cannot take total all 10. These all 10 pramanas are not useful for our task. Not useful for our task. What is our task? Explaining Anubandha Chatushtaya. That is our task. For that task, all these 10 pramanas are useless. They are useless. Yes, Mike.
Hare Krishna, the third one is Shabda Pramana, that is coming from Lord. That cannot be used for Pramana?
No, it is not coming from the anywhere. It is the human being. Origin is human being. All these 10 pramanas, even the Shabda, that means Shabda which is having the origin. What is origin? Human being is the origin. That is also defective only. So that means, example, one scientist did research by using the Pratyaksha and Anumana. After that, he got some knowledge. And that knowledge is given to another one. That knowledge, whichever is given to another one, is perfect. Because the source itself is defective. That's why that knowledge is, even that is through Sabda you are getting, but still that is defective only. Because it is depending on the defective sources. Okay? So that's why all these 10 pramanas are useless. Worst reason is what? Why these? How can you say in all these 10 pramanas of the human being are useless, are the not useful or defective? You are saying all these 10 pramanas are defective, means they cannot produce the all the time right knowledge. That means there is a chance to get the wrong knowledge by the defective. Means what? Pramana produces the knowledge, and that knowledge sometimes may be wrong. So that's why we cannot sure, we are not sure about these 10 pramanas that they are always pramanas. Pramana means what? It has to produce all the time right knowledge. Prama, it should produce prama. So, but we are not sure these 10 pramanas are always producing the correct right knowledge. Sometimes they may produce, but sometimes they may not produce. So that's why they may not pramana. Sometimes they look pramana, but they are not pramana. They may look like pramana. That's why we say pramana bhasa. Sometimes these 10 pramanas are like pramana abhasa. Abhasa means it looks like that, but it's not that. Like the abhasa means, you know, nama abhasa. Abhasa means it looks like, yeah, that. Like the dhuma abhasa. So example, dust is just is rising, and that dust looks like dhoom, smoke, but that is dust actually. In the so that dust is looking like the smoke. That's why that dust is known as dhuma bhasa. Okay, so see, these 10 pramanas, sometimes they are so working like pramana, that means they are producing right knowledge, and sometimes they are not producing the right knowledge. In that time they are working like what? Pramana abhas. What is the reason? What is the reason to say this? That means how can you say these 10 pramanas are so sometimes working like the pramana abhas? How can you say? Two reasons. Reason one is this. Reason one is second is this. First reason is 4 defects. That means we are saying these 10 pramanas are related to whom? Related to human being, and human being is having 4 defects. First, that is reason. And second is these. So next, sutaram alaukika achintya swabhava vastu sparsha ayogyatvat. And next, being not able to touch the object which is beyond material creation. That means human beings so whatever the means human being is having, those means what? Those means cannot touch the object which is beyond the material creation. You're getting or not? So the object which is beyond the creation, that cannot be touched by the human being. Human being is not having that kind of power. Actually, our object is what? One is out of the 4, one is Krishna, which is achintya alaukika vastu. That is that vastu cannot be touched by the cannot be touched by means cannot be touched means this human being, whatever the means he is having to acquire the knowledge, those means cannot touch the object which is beyond the creation, beyond this material creation. Okay, yeah. Vastu sparsha ayogyatvat tat pratyakshadini. So that's why the pratyaksha, anumana, shabda, arsha, upamana, and so of the human being are all not all the time, or not all the time perfect. They are not perfect, they are imperfect. They are all imperfect. So these belongs to whom? These all 10 pramanas are belong to human being. And that's why these human being, these means, these are all the different means of him. These all are going to so defective, because these cannot touch the object which is transcendental. And another is this, he is having 4 defects, so that's why those will influence this. How the detailed discussion we are going to do, just I am saying the outline. Because of these 2 reasons, we are rejecting the 10 pramanas of so human being, Purusha. Now come to the Sarvasamvadini. Tatra Purushasya iti. So in the Mula, you can see Sarvasamvadini in Sanskrit. Tatra etad uktam bhavati. Yadyapi प्रत्यक्ष अनुमान शब्दार्शोपमानार्थापत्यभाव संभव इति चेष्टाख्यानि दश प्रमाणानि विदितानि. That means every human being is having these 10 pramanas. Tathapi still Brahma Pramadi Pralipsa Karna Patavadi Dosha Rahita Vachanatmaka Shabda Eva Moolam Pramanam. Anyesham Prayaha Purushadi Brahmadi Dosha Mayataya Anyatha Pratiti Darshanan Pramanam Va Tadabhaso Va Iti Purushai Nirnetum Ashikyatvat. Not Krishna. Purusha means human being. Okay. Try to understand, huh? Put full attention. Now, because these are new terms and so many new things now, you'll forget very quickly. So that's why you give full attention. Okay, these 10 pramanas are defective of the human being. Then what is the reason why they are defective? So why we are saying these 10 pramanas are defective? Because these 10 pramanas are defective since every human being is having the 4 defects. So that's why those 4 defects are leading to defect in these 10 pramanas of human being also. Okay, then what is the, so then these are all not useful. Then what is the way to get the, that means knowledge? Which mean you should take then? Which pramana we should take? Now here Jiva Goswami is saying, what is that pramana? Brahmadi Brahma Pramada Vipralipsa Karna Patava Dosha Rahita Vachanatmaka Shabda Eva Moolam Pramanam. What? Brahma Pramada Vipralipsa next Karna Patava. Karna Patava Dosha Rahita Vachanatmaka Shabda Shabda Eva Moola Pramanam. See this. Now, what is a Moola Pramanam? We are saying, what Pramana we are going to take? We are going to take Pramana, which is the Shabda. What kind of Shabda it is? It is a Vachanatmakaha. It is the different, is comprised of different sentences. And what kind of sentences? These sentences are free from Rahitaha, means free from doshas, defects. What kind of defects? 4 defects. Brahma, Pramada, Vipralipsa, Karna, Patava. So these are the 4 defects. So the sentences which are free from the defects like Brahma, Pramada, Vipralipsa and Karna, Patava. So those statements are known as Shabda, and that Shabda is the Moola Pramana. Moola Pramana means that is origin for the all other Pramanas also, all these 10 Pramanas also. That how that is origin to all these 10 Pramanas, we are going to see. What we are going to see? So we are going to see that first what we said, these 10 Pramanas of the human being, even the Shabda also, clearly you hear, huh? Don't put attention here and there. Human beings, these 10 pramanas are defective. And now what we are saying, Brahma Pramada Vipralipsa Karna Patava Dosha Rahitaha Vachanatmaka Shabdaha Moola Pramanam. Means for all these 10 pramanas, Shabda is the root, is a moola, is a root. What kind of Shabda? Which is comprised of the sentences, which is free from the 4 defects. So that kind of Shabda is the moola to these 10 pramanas. First, this is a statement. Okay, where we are, once again, I'm just revising. Where we started our class? We started our class. We know the Anubandha Chatushtaya. After that, we want to define those, elaborate those Anubandha Chatushtaya. That is the task. So for that, what we have to do first? We have to determine the pramana. So pramana we have to determine. So then after that, what we did? We went to our own place and we saw how many pramanas are available with us. How many are available? 10 are available. So that means every human being can have 10 pramanas. Okay. But these 10 pramanas are so having the defects, because every human being is having the 4 defects. And one more, because that is one reason. And also these 10 pramanas of the human being cannot touch the alaukika vastu, achintya vastu. How that is, we are going to define. We are going to elaborate that. I will discuss that later. But you should accept this statement as a statement. Okay, because of these 2 reasons, whatever the pramanas we have with us, that we are saying that those are all defective. Okay, those are all defective. So that much we discussed. So keep here there. So then after that, what I am saying now, so that you have to remember, you should not forget this. This much you remember. Now next, I am, wait, Prabhuji. In the Sarva Samvadini. Tattva group, it is there. So now we have these 10 pramanas, and but these are all the defective because of these 2 reasons. 4 defects, and so not able to touch the alaukika vastu. Now that you keep, and we are coming to the our actual one we are coming to one new point. What is that point? I am saying, wait. I am saying the shabda, which is comprised of the statements, different statements, and those statements are free from the 4 defects. So that kind of shabda is the moola. Moola means is the root for all other pramanas. This is the important statement. Now you have to keep this statement in your mind. So now we'll go further. Tomorrow you have to say this. If I ask this much, whatever I said. Now we are saying Shabda, which is free from the 4 defects, is a root for these 10. That we will discuss one by one. So then after that we'll come to conclusion that yes, since it is being the root, we are going to select. So Brahmadi dosha, Brahma Pramadi, that means Brahmadi dosha rahita vachanatmaka shabdaha as the, that means as the moola, and as the one which is free from the defects. So that we are going to select. So before going to select, that means the shabda which is free from the 4 defects. So we are saying that this shabda which is free from the 4 defects is the root for the all other 10 pramanas of human being. That we are going to prove. That means they are all dependent on this, and it is only the source for even others. That we are going to discuss. Mike.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Prabhu, what do you mean by root actually? Means because of Shabda Pramana, these 10 defects are coming up. Or?
What is this? This is this is the root. That means Shabda, which is इस तरफ आइए bro, थोड़ा सा. I think adjust. Shabda, which is, because if we move the board, then so many problems here. This okay? Okay, Prabhu. Shabda, which is free from 4 defects. Shabda, which is free from the 4 defects, is the what? Is the root. And all other these 10 pramanas of human being are what? Remaining, dependent. Like how the tree is dependent on the root. Similarly, all these 10 pramanas are dependent on Shabda, which is free from 4 defects. Shabda, which is free from 4 defects. What did it mean? That we'll understand. That we'll discuss. That is only the class.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Shabda Praman, when free from 4 defects?
Is what? You want to ask that? What?
Shabda Praman, when free from 4 defects?
Yes. Not Shabda Pramana, Shabda. The Shabda which is free from the 4 defects is the root for the all other pramanas of the human being. All other pramanas means even Shabda of the human being also. What does it mean? What it is mean? That we are going to see here. Tasya dosha chatushtaya rahitasya shabdasya tu tadabhavat anyadha pratiti darshana bhavat. So that means this. What it is mean? I am explaining once again. The Shabda which is free from the 4 defects is always work as it always works as pramana. But these 10 defects of human being are sometimes work as pramana and sometimes work as pramana bhasa. Pramana bhasa. Okay, sometimes they work as pramana and sometimes they work. So now if but if all these 10 pramanas they dependent on this one, then they will work all the time pramana. That is the meaning. Without this, without connecting of these 10 pramanas, sometimes they may work as pramana, sometimes they may work as pramana bhasa. But if they dependent, if they connect all these 10 connect to this, then they will work as Pramana only. How? Mic. I cannot hear without mic. If you want to speak anything, it should speak in the mic. Otherwise, okay. Now one more point I am saying. You understood now this concept? Shabda, which is free from the four defects, is always pramana. That means it always produce right knowledge. But these human beings, 10 pramanas, they are defective, and they will not. Sometimes they may work as pramana. Sometimes they may work as pramana bhasa. If they want to work all the time pramana, they should follow the root. That is shabda which is free from. Then they will work as pramana. That means this shabda which is free from the four defects. This is what? This is king. I am saying it is king, and all these are servants. Who is king? Shabda which is free from the four defects is a king, and all other human beings, 10 pramanas, are the servants. Ataha ragna brutyanamiva tenaiva anyesham baddha moolatvat. So what is the relation between the king and servant? That we have to discuss now. So now what we are saying, we are giving the place of king to the shabda which is free from, and we are giving this place of servants to these all 10. So what is the relation, or what is the connection between the king and the servants? So that we will see. First, point number 1. It is a root for all other pramanas, because other pramanas are affected by the four defects. Okay. Next, non-defective shabda is the king. Others are servant. Why? All others are rooted in shabda. Like how all the servants always dependent on king. So that's why here first is all these pramanas are rooted. All human being pramanas are rooted in shabda. Why we are saying this shabda as a king? Because they are all rooted in this. That's point number 1. Next, second point is non-defective shabda. This is independent. Non-defective shabda, that means which is free from the four defects. Non-defective shabda is independent. Non-defective shabda is independent. So because it is always working pramana, it is not dependent on anyone, but these 10 are the dependent. So we are giving these points. We are giving these points to say this non-defective shabda as a king. Why we are saying that as king? These are the points. Third point. What is the third point? Third point is it is served by other pramanas according to their capability. This non-defective shabda is served by other pramanas. according to their capability. Serving. So non-defective Shabda is served by other pramanas according to their capacity. This is capacity. Next, fourth.
How do we know that when the other pramanas are serving the main pramana, they're not contaminating the Shabda?
They are serving, they are not.
Like if our Prataksha is faulty and if we apply it on the Shabda, we will get the wrong understanding.
What?
If our Prataksha is defective and we apply it on the Shabda, the non-defective Shabda, then what we would get.
We are not applying, they are serving, they are not controlling. The servant is different and dictator is different. They are not dictating. According to their capacity, they are serving only. So that means king never follow the servant. Servants always just serve, assist the king, whatever they have the capacity based upon that. It doesn't mean that the king is polluted by the servant. No. So according to whatever capacity they have, that much he accepts. He's not taking them as it is. He's making them as servants only. So next, what is that fourth one? So self-dependent, non-defective pramana according. Okay. Fourth one is self-dependent. Self-dependent, non-defective Shabda. This is self-dependent, na? This non-defective Shabda Pramana is self-dependent.
Self-dependent means independent, isn't it?
Yeah. Self-dependent. Self-dependent is different from the independent. So self-dependent, non-defective Shabda Pramana can overrule other pramanas. So this is also happening. And next, the pramana established by Sabda cannot be opposed by other pramanas. Whatever this non-defective Sabda pramana is establishing, that cannot be opposed by other pramanas. Next, the objects which cannot be approached by other pramanas can be approached by Shabda. These are the various reasons. We are not saying simply Shabda Pramana, which is free from the four defects, is root. We are saying these are the reasons. We are saying this Shabda Pramana, which is free from the four defects, as a king, and we are making all other as servants. These are the reasons for this. Okay? Tomorrow I will ask, everyone has to, if whomever I ask, so they have to tell without seeing. Memorize this. 6. Online and on-site, both. Okay. What is the time? 12. Any question? Yes, online students.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
Just these 10 pramanas, is there any way of understanding what does it mean basically?
Yeah, I gave the handout. So these 10 pramanas will be discussing elaborately in next coming classes. But if you are having even, that means early you want to know, already I gave the one-line definitions in our handout.
Oh, okay, Prabhu, I'll see it. The one you sent today, right?
Yeah, today I sent.
Thanks, Prabhu.
Yeah, I will discuss even a bit more. So after establishing all this. So anyway, this, it will be clear because Jiva Goswami also is doing the same way. So I am following his way of explanation. So he is doing later in the later. So what is now first, the 10 defects, the 10 pramanas of any human being are not suitable actually. That means sometimes they work as pramana and sometimes they may not work as pramana. That means they work as pramana bhasa. So that's why we are going to the pramana, which is, that is Shabda Pramana, which is free from the 4 defects. And we are also saying the statement, this Shabda Pramana, which is free from the 4 defects, is the king, or is independent pramana, and all other 10 are the dependent on that. So they are all servants. So why they are all servants? Because these are the reasons we give. That means how many reasons we give? Total 6 reasons we give. So 6 reasons. Once again, you go through that and tell. Any question? Any further question? Yeah, take quickly. Yeah, he is also asking. Okay, meanwhile you can ask, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yeah.
I want to know what is the meaning Arsho and Orthopatti.
Arsha Arthapatti will explain coming classes. Yeah. Your mic you can take. Yeah, you do.
There are 2 sabdas. One is out of 10. Another is that is free from defective.
Yes.
So these 2 types of there are different, means there are a lot of difference between the 2.
Yeah, that shabda is dependent. What is the origin for that shabda? That's a human being is a root for that. That means shabda means what? Verbal cognition. That means transferring knowledge through the words. So those words, that means whatever information is there in that words, that information is generated by the human being. Okay, so since human being is having already 4 defects, that's why the information which is generated by the human being, so is also having some mistake, and that mistaken information is carried through the words, and then definitely whoever is hearing those words, he will also get the same mistakes in his knowledge. So that's why that shabda is defective.
So in the scripture we have been here that out of the 3, Anuman, Pratyaksha and Sabda, we have to accept a Sabda Praman. That Sabda Praman considers this one, that 3 out
this
of...
one. This one.
Oh.
No. Okay. Online? Yeah, Mahaseva Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, these 4 things what you told, like is Prameya, Vishaya, Sri Krishna, Vachak Sambandha, Tattva and Prema. So here, Prabhuji, 3 things is very clear. Sri Krishna, we wanted to know, Tattva and the Prema. But Vachak Sambandha, not able to understand how that is Prameya. What we wanted to know there, like Vachak Sambandha.
Vachak Sambandha, yeah. So, why the pramana? So after knowing the pramana, so it will help us. So this book, how can be going to deal that subject matter? So what is Vachaka Sambandha? The relation. That means this book is going to be what? Is going to be a Vachaka. That means it is going to tell about that object only. Because after getting the pramana, you will be coming to know about the Vishaya. That means the object to be known, that is Vishaya, that is Sri Krishna. Then we understood Sri Krishna is for example, I am saying Sri Krishna is the self-effulgent. He is a Swayam Prakasha. That means you cannot establish this, but you can only tell about that based upon the pramana. So that means you will understand. That means this book is going to be a Vachaka only. It's not the Nirupaka. You are getting? So in this way, Mahaseva Prabhu. Okay. Yes, bro.
No, I was just making a comment that within that first pramana we have to make for this Krishna and all this. Within the pramana, we are making one more pramana here.
No. That is prameya. Krishna. That means Krishna, Vachaka Sambandha, and next Tat Bhajana. And
to get from where we are getting one pramana, we are making, right?
So these are these 4 items. Anubandha Chatushtaya is what? It is the Prameya.
That is Prameya, but on Pramana we want to prove this.
To prove, are they not proving? To define this, to elaborate this, we need Pramana.
So within that Pramana we are
not within that Pramana. We want Pramana. Now what we went to our own, that means existing Pramanas. We have 10 Pramanas with us. But these 10 Pramanas are So defective because we are having the defect in us. That means our senses are imperfect and that. So then we went to, that means, oh, okay, these 10 pramanas are not the right. So we went to we are assuming, that means now presently we are assuming that. So we are having a Shabda Pramana which is free from the 4 defects. Like this, you took one Pramana which is completely free from this, and we are saying that is a root for this 10. Yeah. So if you go to the further classes, then it will be clearly elaborated. First, just try to understand these statements. Okay, next. Any question? Online? Yeah. Yes. Ramcharan Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. So this non-defective Shabda is basically the Vedvakya. This is from the that's why we are differentiating.
Non-defective Shabda is Veda. We are not saying till now. So that is Veda or not, we are going to, even that also we are going to discuss.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Prabhu.
Yeah. Yes, Prabhu. Mike.
Hare Krishna. So Shabda as a Vedic scripture, we have not established it. We are just speaking only pure Shabda.
We are speaking just, there is a Shabda which is free from the 4 defects. That much.
So question, how the Shabda can be Mula of this 10?
That we are going to, that means we are saying this Shabda is the Mula for all these 10 Pramanas. We are saying the 6 points. 6 points, I said, no? These 6 points. So 4 only, another 2. So these 6, that we are going to elaborate in the next class.
Okay. How
the case study will take. We'll take the Pratyaksha and the non-defective Shabda. Both will take, and then we'll do these 6 things are happening or not. Okay, clear? Next. Yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Hello. Yeah. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, that root Shabda which you are referring, is it that Aparusha Shabda?
Which is?
Aparusha. Aparusha means. Yeah,
okay. That we have to discuss. That we will be going to discuss.
Okay.
But this much has to be understood. Then we can next elaborate. Okay. Any question? Done. 6 points are there in your handout. So you can see in the handout, section 3. Section 3. Open your superiority of, that means section 3. What is that? Where is it? 3. Superiority of non-defective Shabda. So in that B you should see. Non-defective Shabda is the king. Other are servants, because these are the 6. Okay, next. Any questions on that chat box? Yes.
Is there a PDF of where you have the Mula and the Sarva Samadhini combined together? Because we're finding it difficult to find those things together at one place. Usually like Sarva Samadhini somewhere else.
Yeah, next time onwards
Mula somewhere else. And it's difficult, like where is you're reading from? We get confused, like what happened there.
Yeah. We'll do that next.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Someone is writing question, something. Okay. That I will answer, Mataji, next in the independent and self-dependent. Okay. This is fine. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.